It's finally here, the 2026 AAV Anime Rankings, where I've combed through all of the anime that came out in the last year and ranked them across tons of categories, also you know exactly what you need to watch to stay up to date with some of the best series out there. Now in this video I've also added tons of bonus content exclusively for you wonderful viewers to show my appreciation, so I hope you enjoy it as much as I did making it. Before we get things rolling, I just want to make a couple disclaimers, but if you just want to get into the good stuff, skip to this timestamp right here. Now I'm not caught up on Dragon Ball or Gintama, so unfortunately Dragon Ball Daima and Mr. Ginpachi's zany class will not be up for contention. I also have not seen a lot of the anime movies, which is unfortunately a result of the industry, which I can't do anything about. Shows still airing that began in fall will also not be eligible for this year's rankings, but will be in the next year's runnings for sure. And finally, there is a certain threshold an anime must pass before I make sure to watch it, and for clarity's sake, that threshold is 20k members on my anime list. Anything below that is up to my own discretion whether I watch it or not, an example of which is Necronomicon and the Cosmic Horror Show, that I chose to skip. And that should be it. Now sit back and enjoy the definitive 2026 anime rankings you won't find anywhere else. Kicking off the 2026 AAV rankings will be a YouTube exclusive category, the best season. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Who came out on top this year? Winter started strong with Solo Leveling Season 2 and Danmachi Season 5 leading the charge. Spring answered the call with Apothecary Diary Season 2 and Windbreaker Season 2 at the forefront. Summer came bursting through with Takabi's Original Sin and Lord of Mysteries clearing the way for banger after banger. And fall closed things out with My Hero Academia Final Season and Spy Family Season 3 standing tall. And the winner of the best season goes to summer. Not only did it have some of the best shows of the entire year, it had a strong showing across all levels of popularity. It also released the most anime of the 4 seasons, which couldn't hurt its chances. There was a reason people were hyping up summer season half a year in advance, and it absolutely delivered. Our next category is the top action anime of 2025. There were so many great shows with heart-pumping action, it took me a while to whittle them down, but it was entirely worth it. First up is the honorable mention, Lord of Mysteries. The many fights throughout the show were amazing. It used a lot of slow motion shots during battles that worked to emphasize certain attacks and let the viewer actually understand what's happening. The incredibly detailed art added to the impact of each battle as well. Number 5, Windbreaker Season 2. From large group brawls to individual duels, if it wasn't developing characters, it was throwing fists. Or feet. Sometimes a whole person. You could feel the impact of every hit during the fantastically choreographed action. The focus on character depth also made battles even more interesting. Number 4, To Be Hero X. The most unique action anime of the year with intense fights that went across literal dimensions. Each fight delivered something different but were scaled to the abilities of those fighting, keeping the tension high. The changing art styles also added fun twists to how fights looked and played out. Number 3, Chainsaw Man the Movie, Reze Arc. It only takes up the back half of the movie, but when that switch flips, it's a non-stop, no-holds-barred clash until the end, dragging everyone sorry enough to walk in its path with it and spitting them out in little chunks. It also looks fantastic with movie-level animation few others can even come close to. Number 2, Solo Leveling Season 2. An incredibly gripping anime with multiple fights more intense than the last and perfectly timed turning points to keep you engaged. The choreography was great, but the animation is where it really shined. The art direction was also solid, focusing on making characters look awesome and fights easy to follow. And number 1, My Hero Academia Final Season. Hands down the peak action, and not just because of the fantastic art that popped or fluid animation that upped the intensity. The emotional impact infused into each move through 7 seasons of growth paid off completely. The biggest and most important fights the series has seen were all locked down and fully satisfying to watch. And that's it for the action anime. Did your favorite make it? Up next is another YouTube exclusive category, Must Protect at All Costs. And yes, I will be saying it every time. These are some of the characters you can't help but want to protect from any and all danger they may run into. Whether through a tragic backstory or a lovable personality, you won't find more people coming to the defense of a character than for these. And first up we have Yu from With You in the Rain. A hilarious Tanuki, dog, that's always a joy to watch. Inori Yuitsuki from Medalist. A lovable dork that finds her passion and will do anything to partake in it. Suika from Dr. Stone Season 4 Science Future Part 2. An unexpectedly but wholly deserved addition after her latest story in the newest season. Kaoruko Wagari from The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. A fan favorite who had people defending her even before the anime released. Anya Forger from Spy Family Season 3. The Goliath of this exact category who has locked it down for years in a row. And finally, Amo Ampul from gachiakuta. A heartbreaking character that deserves so much more than she got. And the winner is Inori Yuitsuka from Medalist. Her charmingly hilarious panic attacks light up every scene while she is given plenty of emotional character development throughout the season. And unlike some of these characters, she's just a kid doing her best without any real means of protecting herself outside of her own grit. which could easily crumble at the mention of reading out loud to the class. The next major category is the top 5 romance anime. There really weren't as many as usual this year, but that doesn't mean there weren't still plenty of amazing entries. First is the honorable mention, Kowloon Generic Romance. A story about a developing adult romance that added layers to the relationship by using elements of mystery. The steady growth of the characters and the unfolding truth behind their past creates natural conflicts they must overcome. Not only did they discover who they were, but what they meant to each other. Number 5. A Heart is Indecipherable Season 2. A charming story that kept the lighthearted relationship fun to watch as it blossomed with each overzealous attempt by the MCs to show the other they loved them. Serious moments were done exceptionally well, adding unexpected but welcome nuance and maturity far beyond that of high schoolers. Number 4. Lost in Starlight. An adult romance about broken people overcoming their faults for the one they love. The beautiful backdrop of a futuristic soul reflected their relationship as well, using color to elicit the feelings that couldn't quite be said. The honest depiction of personal traumas was just the icing on the cake. Number 3. A Star Brighter Than the Sun. These adorable dorks were innocence personified, but still suffered from their own internalized issues. They felt grounded in a reality adolescents face and didn't rely on tropes to prolong their growing love. It had fantastic art direction as well, using warm colors to match their feelings. Number 2. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. A traditional take on teenage love about characters refusing to bend to their prejudiced surroundings. The growing relationship of the leads is slow but purposeful, taking its time exploring how kind they truly are. It was one of the best looking anime as well, highlighting the environments that shaped them. And number 1, Blue Box. A visually stunning story that's half romance and half high school sports. The balance of the two leaves you wanting more and rewards you with constantly steady progress. It's one of the better done love triangles, treating each character with respect and agency, as they chase the one they love with everything they got. And that's it for the top romance. Did your favorite make the list? Up next is the YouTube exclusive category, Best Antagonist. Whether they were despicable, charismatic lunatics, or just hated the protagonist, these characters stood above the rest as the best developed and most impactful. First to the stand is All for One from My Hero Academia Final Season. Whether his original form pushing fan favorites to the limits, or his psyche proving resilient to the end, he wasn't going down easy. Tomura Shigaraki from My Hero Academia Final Season. The climax of his arc with devastatingly mind-blowing reveals and reaching his own form of peace. Hifumi the Principal from Sanda. The embodiment of creepy and the looming representation of adulthood the characters are constantly threatened by. Reze from Chainsaw Man the Movie Reze Arc. A tragic story from darkness to finally being shown the light, if not just too late. Noak from Orb on the Movements of the Earth. A determined watchman that will do everything he can across decades to stamp out the whispers challenging his faith. And finally, Jabber from Gachiakuta. A charismatically insane villain that made the most disrespectful moment in anime blow up across the internet. And the winner is Noak from Orb on the Movements of the Earth. A fantastic representation of realistic historical repression against that which challenges the common knowledge and faith. No one was safe as he tore across decades of protagonists all trying to expand the world as people knew it. His eventual ending is what clutched the win, when he's finally presented with the folly of his actions and everything he lost because of them. Up next is the top 5 comedy anime. There were also surprisingly not as many as I anticipated, but while plenty of anime have comedy in them, that doesn't necessarily make them a comedy. But first, the honorable mention, A Ninja and an Assassin Under One Roof. Probably the most diabolical anime I've ever seen, subverting expectations by combining hilarious quick wit and cold-blooded assassinations. The MC's reactions play into this running gag while having plenty of funny moments between them as well. Number 5. Medalist. While there are serious moments, the unashamedly hilarious awkwardness surrounding the two MCs is charmingly fun. The reaction to surprising twists can't be underestimated either, utilizing a different art style to emphasize the comedic timing. Number 4. Grand Blue Dreaming Season 2. A solid return of one of the funniest animes of all time. Old characters return with just as much wacky shenanigans while navigating expectations from new ones. The speed with which they turn on each other will always be some of the funniest gags. Number 3. The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You Season 2. Another great returning series that just keeps piling on the ridiculous parody that works so much better than you would ever expect. Each of the characters play their part perfectly while still offering something only they themselves can. It also won a Guinness World Record. Number 2. Apocalypse Hotel. Every episode had me grinning ear to ear, whether it was a happy smile or a sad one. It blended the comedy into other aspects of the story effortlessly, lifting it even higher. It uses conventional wisdom to set up hilarious misunderstandings that always pay off. And number 1, Spy Family Season 3. Easily the best comedy with the use of long-running jokes that don't get tired and creatively hilarious scenarios. It's not all good times though, perfectly using the comedy to break apart the emotionally intense situations without making them feel overdramatic. And that's it for the funniest anime of 2025. Was there an anime you thought was hilarious and deserved to be on this list even more? The next exclusive category is the best drip. And to all anime's relief, Bleach was not eligible this year. From high fashion to streetwear to traditional attire, some of the best looking outfits can be found in anime, and this year was no slouch. First up is Kowloon Generic Romance. The clothing was uniquely styled to each character's personality with plenty of detail. My Happy Marriage Season 2. Traditional Japanese clothing with turn of the century mixed in and sharp looking military uniforms. The Apothecary Diary Season 2. Beautifully designed traditional Japanese clothing with insane levels of detail and eye-catching colors. Lord of Mysteries. Victorian-era styles that exude class of sophistication while just making its characters look great. Gachiakuta. Stylish uniforms tweaked to fit each character's personality, and Antagonist fits that ooze style. My Dress Up Darling Season 2. Standard modern-day fashions, but where it really shines are the intricate cosplays perfectly tailored to the shoots they're working on. And the winner is The Apothecary Diary Season 2. Nothing beats the level of detail put into the stunningly beautiful outfits each character wears and the variety of outfits throughout the anime. From high to low class, we see a multitude of traditional clothing, and it all looks amazing. Next up is the category every degenerate has been waiting for, the top 5 Ecchi Anime. This was probably the easiest to narrow down so far, considering there were only 9 total to choose from. Starting off with the honorable mention, Ranma 1/2 2024 Season 2. While this is pretty easily the best overall anime on this list, it's not ranked higher because the ecchi specifically is pretty barren. I wouldn't even consider it ecchi myself, but it does have some scenes due to the manga that make it as such. Number 5. Please put them on Takamine-san. While the ecchi is fine overall, it isn't higher on the list because it's pretty repetitive. It did work the developing romance around the ecchi though, which gets better the longer it goes. Although the initial premise was uncomfortably forced, so it could only improve. Number 4. New Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. The second best anime on this list, and is only this low because of the lack of ecchi that isn't super deformed. But the transformation scenes alone earn it a place here. It's also hilariously creative with the use of ecchi themes and how it structures punchlines. Number 3. Hands Off, Sawada Naide Kurosashi-kun. The story structure is repetitive, but the ecchi itself is done well with some nice variety and impressive art. It being within the girls' minds also works better because of the outrageousness of their reactions. It also had a decent plot if it just gave it more time. Number 2. Behe Neko. The elf girl's cat is secretly an S-rank monster. One of the only actually trying to tell a story beyond the ecchi. This makes it feel more special and is one of the better animated on the list. The explanation of why the MC is so popular also makes sense within the story because they're all non-human. And number 1. Nuktashi the animation. It would be difficult for something with this much ecchi to not come out on top. Pun intended. The animation in particular is done well with all forms of physics being thrown at them. It also works the plot around the ecchi, keeping it entertaining throughout. This was a bit of a slower year, but with Chain Soldier Season 2 currently airing, maybe 2026 will bring back quality ecchi with equally decent stories. Our 5th exclusive category is the best moment. Some moments happen in an instant, while others hold the viewer hostage as they tell unexpectedly dark stories. It doesn't have to be happy or short, but these were the moments that stood above the rest throughout an entire year of incredible moments. First up is Suika's loneliness in Dr. Stone Science Future Part 2. The sense of loneliness and desperation she felt during her time alone was so unexpectedly heartbreaking. Bakugo whooping All for One in My Hero Academia final season. He's come a long way as a character as a whole, proving he didn't need to be chosen just to be as special. Queen's entrance in To Be Hero X. A moment that was built up for multiple previous arcs with mounting tension until she shuts that shit down like it was nothing. The art style change in Gachiakuta. This broke many viewers' hearts with the juxtaposition of the innocent art style and the horrid backstory being shown throughout it. Takabe's goodbye in Takabe's Original Sin. One last devastatingly sad moment to wrap up a story full of them. Takabe has finally realized his mistakes and chosen to fix them. The proposal in Aharon is Indecipherable Season 2. An unexpectedly heart-wrenching moment that once again showed the love shared between Raido and Aharon. And the winner is Bakugo whooping All for One in My Hero Academia final season. His story has been one of internalized struggles of validation and overcoming his immaturity. This was the culmination of that incredible growth as a person and finally proving he didn't need anyone's validation besides his own to be just as important. The original supervillain is absolutely decimated by him alone through the sacrifice of others, drawing the parallel to his own maturity over time. The next category is a huge one, the top 5 Isekai Anime. Although contrary to popular belief, there aren't as many as you might think, but there are a wide variety so you can always find some gems. First up, of course, is the honorable mention, A Wild Last Boss Appeared. Taking the Overlord formula and making it fun. It was a blast to watch between the awesome battles and clashing personalities of the main cast. It also threw in some interesting surprises with how it incorporated the original world into the new one. Number 5. Arifureta Season 3. A great sequel that added much needed development to characters, giving them more than just their running gags. It also had some of the funniest moments in the series that subverted expectations. The animation improved as well, including the infamous CGI. Number 4. I Was Reincarnated as a Seventh Prince Season 2. The action was more fun, the animation went to another level, and there was much less focus on the MC's thighs. The story arcs were longer this time as well, improving the story structure and letting more side characters shine that were previously neglected. Number 3. ReZero Season 3. More time was spent on the sidecast who all had some awesome fights. Even Reinhard, who carried of course, had impressive moments. We also saw the main cast branch out, this time affecting those around them to show the growth they've achieved. Number 2. Lord of Mysteries. He uses past knowledge to help make decisions, but is mostly preoccupied with surviving. The intense fights were also beautifully rendered in the Lovecraftian world. And number 1. Zenshu. Unlike most isekai, the original world actually matters and is used to change the new one, the intertwining of which keeps you guessing. The animation was impressive during climactic moments as well, with a vibrant and free art direction to remember it by. And that's all for the adventures in another world. Did your favorite isekai make it? Our next exclusive category is pretty self-explanatory. The most attractive male. Now, I'll be honest, I don't actually have a horse in this race, because I'm not personally attracted to any of these characters. So I'll choose the 6 I assume are the most attractive. Let me know how I did below. First up is Lou from Link Click Bride and Arc. I couldn't decide between the MCs, so this is what Google told me. Kyoka Kudo from My Happy Marriage Season 2. An honest and strong military man with the white hair I always hear people love. Yamato Endo from Windbreaker Season 2. The baddest of bad boys the show has seen, with a ton of tattoos and a confident smile. Beryl Garnut from Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. For those into the manly older gentleman that can confidently protect you in a pinch. Claude from the Fated Magical Princess Who Made Me a Princess. A blonde king considered the strongest around and usually has his bare chest exposed. And Quine Moretti from Lord of Mysteries. A strapping lad with impeccable fashion sense and the look of a Korean pop idol, what's not to like? And the winner of my unbiased assumption is Yamato Endo from Windbreaker Season 2. The confidence, strength, and general bad boy look seems to hold a ton of sway in online talks, and it isn't too hard to see why. The next category is the top 5 fantasy non-isekai anime. While high fantasy is the most known and obvious example, there are a plethora of types of fantasy, and I think this list will represent just that. First up is the honorable mention, Solo Leveling Season 2. An intense urban fantasy mixed with adventure that never took its foot off the gas. The leveling system incorporated magical abilities for action-packed fights without eclipsing the physical elements. The fantasy is more like a tool than a proper focus of the world. Number 5. Shangri-La Frontier Season 2. A fun adventure through a world full of surprises and unique quests. The fights were fierce and the magic systems were further explored for more combat options. The video game world is the most fantastical though, taking advantage of the freedom a game brings. Number 4. Secrets of the Silent Witch. A beautiful high fantasy world that is juxtaposed with a school setting and an extremely shy MC. The hilarious academic setting is periodically broken up by the outstanding battles where the animation jumps and the limits of the strongest witch are satisfyingly tested. Number 3. Danmachi Season 5. A deep, character-driven story that had massive plot twists revealed that were building since Season 1. The MC faced new struggles, all culminating in a massive battle that decided the fate of 2 familias. Many new characters meant plenty of interesting abilities as well. Number 2. Chainsaw Man the Movie, Reze Arc. The urban fantasy setting isn't relevant until the second half of the movie, but it is fully utilized when it is. The fights are massive, showing the scale of the powers of the devils can reach. It was also beautifully animated, showing what the limits of 2D art can do. And number 1, One Piece episodes 1122 to 1155. A unique fantasy world that always has more to explore while changing the way we see it. Each power shapes how a battle plays out, with jumps in proficiency changing them further. This also had some of the most emotional backstories to date we won't soon forget. And that wraps it up for the top fantasy non-isekai. Did your favorite make it onto the list? Our next exclusive category is the most attractive female. Another self-explanatory one, and I think I chose the best ones for the year, but man, it took a while to narrow down. The first up is Maribel from Yandere Dark Elf, She Chased Me All the Way from Another World. Honestly, a hot elf that chases you across the universes and does anything for you sounds awful. I wouldn't want that. Scarlet from May I Ask for One Final Thing. Obviously attractive and a complete badass who can whoop the stuffing out of anyone getting in the way. Freya from Danmachi Season 5. Beautiful, knows exactly what she wants, and is willing to do anything she can to have it. Gokyo from The Apothecary Diaries Season 2. I struggled narrowing it down, but her great personality and charmingly sweet beauty made her the show's frontrunner. Marin from My Joseph Darling Season 2, a sweetheart with a passion for cosplay and nerdy hobbies we all love as well. And I probably butchered this, but Dan Hae Young from Kingdom Season 6. A brilliant military leader who can and will conquer what she sets out to, and a generational beauty within her anime. It's no-brainer why she's here. And the winner is Freya from Danmachi Season 5. The most intricately designed appearance and the physical traits to pull it off confidently. She also has 2 forms if you prefer her sweet side as well, making her a shoo-in to win. The next category is the top 5 drama anime. Similar to fantasy, there are different levels to drama, not all are cry-fest as you'll see on this list. First up is the honorable mention, Tatsuki Fujimoto, 17-26. The themes of relationships of all different forms had different types of drama, but all felt relevant. Some were about a sibling's love, while others were about found family. Each microcosm of drama was well written and explored simple yet deep concepts. Number 5. This Monster Wants to Eat Me. A fantastic and realistic representation of what dealing with loss can look like. A smaller cast kept the focus tight and on their development throughout various trials. It skillfully used periodic comedic relief to give viewers a mental break between tougher topics. Number 4. Anne Shirley. A heartwarming journey following the MC through various stages of her life. It wonderfully explored her lifelong development, showcasing her highest and lowest points. While fast-paced, it gave each aspect the time it needed to drive home emotional turning points. Number 3. The Apothecary Diaries Season 2. One of the most intricately designed settings that serves to emphasize the intricate social hierarchies characters must navigate. Each arc revealed new sides to characters who had their own important development in response to the many bombshells the plot dropped. Number 2. Medalist. Half comedy and half emotional journey following your dreams. The characters were sheltered at the start, working to overcome that which has held them back whether they knew it or not. The beautiful art style and animation was just a visual cherry on top. And number 1. Takabe's Original Sin. An emotionally exhausting trip that only lasts 6 episodes and I never want to forget it. The raw despair it depicts is all too real, keeping the viewers hostage until the end. The pure innocence Takabe displays increases the intensity of the dark depths of humanity that are present. But that's enough of trauma for one day. What was your favorite drama anime from last year? Exclusive category number 8 has to be the best unpopular anime. These are fantastic anime that just not too many people have checked out for one reason or another. And of course, with 60 plus anime releasing every season, most people don't have the time to check out everything, resulting in some hidden gems falling through the cracks. First up is A Mangaka's Weirdly Wonderful Workplace, a charming cast of characters that work in or around the manga industry and their hilarious daily hijinks. The All-Devouring Whale, Homecoming, a fantastic mythological fantasy with crisp animation and plenty of intense action. April Showers Bring May Flowers, a refreshing and sweet love triangle that used self-deprecation for comedy instead of melancholic drama. Sorairo Utility, a fun golf anime that realistically represented the love and learning of the sport. A Star Brighter Than the Sun, a sweet high school romance about a lovable pair of dorks and their growing love. Lost in Starlight, a fantastic love story in a beautifully drawn film that shows the progress of 2 broken people working through their issues. And the winner is The All-Devouring Whale, Homecoming. This was a fantastic story of rebuilding after losing it all that had an interesting cast and wondrous world. The art direction was incredible as well, with smooth animation during fights and an impressively detailed world it explores. Our next major category is the equivalent of a chill whisper, the top 5 slice of life and Iyashikei anime. These are probably the most notoriously difficult anime to classify because how the hell are we supposed to know the line between a school anime and an anime about their life where they also go to school? Moving along to the honorable mention, we have Zatsutabi, That's Journey. A fun tourism-focused journey across Japan that showcases a lot of smaller locations you don't normally see in anime. The MC is fun and the recurring sidecast add new dynamics to enjoy. Environments are based off photos, giving a rare realism to backgrounds. Number 5. Touring After the Apocalypse. Don't let the cute girls doing cute post-apocalypse survival and vibrant colors used to elicit a fun journey fool you. The trek across Japan comes with plenty of insight and emotional exploration, facing themes of loneliness and unfulfilled endings as they grow. Number 4. See You Tomorrow at the Food Court. A fun and creative story about 2 friends who always hang out together. The limited setting is explored in surprising ways while also introducing characters naturally. The hilarious banter and emotional development it achieves were completely unexpected. Number 3. Ruri Rocks. An educational modern-day adventure exploring natural locations anyone can enjoy. The characters' growing bonds become more heartwarming as they dive deeper into mineralogy. The impressive use of lighting added a stunning layer to the visuals as well. Number 2, Catch Me at the Ballpark. The best advertisement for going to a baseball game I've ever seen. The growing sense of community and camaraderie from every aspect of the game, from fan to player, was flooring. The expansive recurring cast kept things fresh and always fun every episode. And number 1, With You in the Rain. The embodiment of chill vibes with an adorable cast of characters living their calmest lives. The soothing soundtrack and ambient sounds establish a calm atmosphere. The seemingly mundane story highlights life's smaller pleasures and the joy they can bring. And that's it for our relaxing peek into the world of anime. We honestly need more anime like this, and I dare you to watch them first if you don't believe me. Similar to our last exclusive category, this one is the best underrated anime. Now this is concerning the score the anime received versus what I rated them myself. Some of these aren't even necessarily fantastic anime, but they were the most different in score. First up is One Punch Man Season 3. Absolutely overhated to oblivion, and people really needed to rate this fairly instead of comparing it to Season 1. Hell Teacher Jigoku Sensei Nube. Another classic being remade while fixing the aging fanservice of the original. This looked great as well. This Monster Wants to Eat Me. An emotionally dense story about loss and what many go through after years of dealing with it. Beheneko. A disproportionately hated isekai that actually had a ton of funny moments and great action. Don't be jealous the cat gets more than you. Shabake. A great incorporation of spirits into the Edo period Japan setting and plenty of dramatic twists and great characterization. Dusk Beyond the End of the World. A great romance story that challenges current views of love and technology with plenty of great action. And the winner is This Monster Wants to Eat Me. I loved this anime, from the somber tone to the comedic relief that fit perfectly for mental breaks throughout the serious story. This wasn't even rated poorly, but it was so much better than people were giving it credit for because it gives real time to issues that can't be settled quickly. Speaking of poorly rated anime, the next category is the top worst anime. These weren't necessarily the lowest rated by others, but by myself. And for clarity, I don't hold my expectations for a show against it, so you will not see One Punch Man Season 3 here. And honestly, if you think that was the worst anime to come out this past year, consider yourself lucky because they get much worse. To ease us in, the honorable mention is Wataru-kun's blank is about to collapse. An infuriatingly dense MC who makes terrible choices every chance he gets. Follow this up by most plot points sounding interesting but receiving next to no development until they're randomly resolved. The art quality isn't terrible but also steadily drops over time. Number 5. Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers. The story was fine as a whole, but very rushed the entire runtime. The art was also disappointing, with many action scenes being still frames that look more like concept art. It also used a decent amount of CGI, which was also bad at times, simply looking cheap. Number 4. Bogus Skill Fruit Master. About that time I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skill fruits that kill you. A mess of many plot holes and uninteresting story that didn't even try to not be generic. The characters fill basic archetypes and make choices that force close calls rather than anything logical. It also lacked animation in many shots, feeling underwhelming overall. Number 3. I Want to Escape from Princess Lessons. Aside from the premise, everything else was some combination of bad or lacking. It skipped real development for relationship milestones, and the story progressed disjointedly. The voice acting was also rough at times, and the visuals had many issues. Number 2. Forget That Night, Your Majesty. Aside from the decent visuals for a light anime, it was bad. Most of the characters were caricatures of shallow tropes, and the story pacing was much too fast. And even with the limited time, it couldn't find a decent place to end, leaving off in the middle of nowhere. And number 1, Twins Hinahima. The parts done by humans weren't bad, but the AI visuals were where it got rough. The filters over real photos were painfully obvious and looked disjointed with the 3D models. It also had inconsistent animation with fluctuating fluidity and terrible first-person running scenes. And that's it for the worst anime of 2025. Let me know why you think One Punch Man Season 3 should have been here down in the comments. Our next exclusive category is the anime with the best side characters. Whether they showed up once or are recurring, some anime have such a great side cast that they'll even steal the spotlight from the main characters. And this won't be including Antagonist because they had their own category. First up is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Season 2 Part 2. It gave us some fantastic side characters that had deeper backstories and emotional moments that were delivered satisfyingly. Catch me at the ballpark. Basically sidecast the anime with a constant revolving group of characters and their lives that surround baseball. Danmachi Season 5. New characters with interesting abilities and old characters taking the spotlight for surprisingly well done development. My Hero Academia Final Season. So many characters we've seen grow throughout the series got a moment to shine no matter how small, and it was incredible. Dr. Stone Season 4 Science Future Part 2. Not only seen in a new light, but incredibly well done development as they have proven they can come into their own. Apocalypse Hotel. A hilarious and at times emotional journey with many characters that all made their mark in the development of the MC Yachio. And the winner is My Hero Academia Final Season. The inclusion of all of the side characters we've come to know and love throughout the show's runtime was a joy to watch. They were putting in just as much as anyone else by helping in any way they could during the final fights, some even going as far to sacrifice their own entire bodies to do it. Seeing how far they've come and where they ended up is something you just can't get from a shorter story. Moving on to the next category, we have the top 5 anime in terms of animation and art direction. You know, the biggest reason we consume these stories in this medium. From backgrounds to character designs to how fluid the action is on screen, there's a lot to consider for this category. Starting with the honorable mention, One Piece episodes 1122 to 1155. The unique art style came back better than ever with vibrant colors and fun designs. The fights all looked incredible as well, with awesome animation to make each punch, slice, and bounce fluid. The freeing sight of Gear 5 always brings a smile as well. Number 5, Chainsaw Man the Movie Reze Arc. The peak of what 2D animation can do when given the proper resources. Every scene of the film was dripping with fluidity, from the water drops in the pool to the explosions throughout the city. The use of color also added incredible depth within every scene. Number 4, Lord of Mysteries. Eye-popping 3D environments that looked like they were straight out of a AAA video game. 2D shots were also insanely detailed as well, breathing life into the decaying Lovecraftian world. The action kept the visual quality high as well, especially the blood. Number 3, My Hero Academia Final Season. Every single punch had a weight behind it, and were extremely satisfying to watch connect with the villains' faces. The extra detail to impacts in particular stood out, balancing color and technical prowess to keep it impressive but still comprehensible. Number 2, Takabe's Original Sin. A dark and gritty style to match the levels of inhumanity depicted on screen. The art style added depth to the despair felt by characters that couldn't as simply or wholly be explained in words. The highly detailed and realistic environments only further conveyed the dread. And number 1, To Be Hero X. A fantastic mesh of various art styles even within the same episode at times. They're blended seamlessly and all look fantastic on their own. The different styles also work into the plot in satisfyingly fun ways while having gorgeous animation throughout the entire fights. And that wraps up the top 5 anime in terms of animation and art direction. This list honestly pained me to make, and I almost made it a top 15 because there were so many visually fantastic anime to choose from. Let me know what your favorite was down below. And for the final exclusive category of the video, Best Non-Human Creature. The wording may sound weird, but I was trying to stay away from any kind of animal girls because they were kind of hogging all of the places. These were the best of the best animals that it just wouldn't be the same if the show didn't have them. Some are helpful while others are comedic relief, but all are irreplaceable. First up is Tama Beheneko. The elf girl's cat is secretly an S-rank monster, living the dream while getting the job done when he needs to. The inner monologues are hilarious and the potential for power is crazy. Takabe from Takabe's Original Sin. The purest form of innocence to the point of it causing problems, but is the propellant of the story that only wants to help. Sabet from Apocalypse Bringer Manogra. A fantastic surrogate mother that puts life and limb on the line for her newfound family and was taken much too early. Sui from Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill Season 2. An adorable slime that's somehow the biggest reason the other companion's desire for combat is fulfilled. You from With You in the Rain. A hilarious pet Tanuki. Sorry, I mean dog. I need to stop making that mistake. That is the main comedic relief and is adorably observant of his new roommate that he cares for and relaxes with. Fel from Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skills Season 2. The strongest companion who always gets his culinary way but can absolutely demolish any who stand against him. And the winner is You from With You in the Rain. I love this little guy. He adds so many fantastic comedic moments that won't have you bursting out laughing but constantly grinning. It's especially charming how he attempts to communicate with his gasps like he isn't nonverbal, especially when the desperation comes through. He also attempts to be helpful as a 2-foot-tall dog, yeah, I remember this time, can be, with some attempts ending more successfully than others. And to round out the show, we're ending on the biggest category of all, the top 10 anime of 2025. And 5 honorable mentions, of course, because I like to be inclusive. These shows were on another level across all kinds of genres and demographics. There was no surefire formula for making the list, but they were all irreplaceable. If you haven't at the very least seen a couple of these, put the phone down and go watch them peak. Honorable mention, Tatsuki Fujimoto, 17-26. An entertaining collection of one-shots that centered around various types of relationships. The animation was also impressive, from simple movements to full-on fights, although relatively short stories that got surprisingly deep with relatable themes. Honorable mention, Apocalypse Hotel. Just a lovely story with its own sense of time and the charming characters throughout. It was mainly focused on comedy, but included serious moments periodically, subverting the expectation of safety. I never left an episode without a smile on my face. Honorable mention, Windbreaker Season 2. An improvement from the first with bigger and longer lasting fights that kept getting crazier. It also gave ample time to develop characters through touching side plots that at least half the fandom loved, myself included. They're honestly just a bunch of sweet dorks. Honorable mention, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. One of the cutest couples this past year that deserve nothing but happiness and each other. The mature yet innocent way the characters deal with the light elements of drama is refreshing as well. The slow burn romance felt natural and came full circle by the end. And the final honorable mention, Medalist. The endearing characters are one part balls of anxiety and another part emotional inner turmoil. The mix of comedy, inspirational moments, and emotional development were great, switching between them easily. The skating also looked awesome and blended the CG perfectly. And that's it for the honorable mentions. Now let's get into the top 10. And starting at number 10, Dr. Stone Season 4 Science Future Part 2. All of the comedy, ingenuity, and thrilling adventure the series is known for, with the added emotional wrecking ball that was Suika's story. Useless starting characters have fully come into their own and continue to defy expectations in a way that only brings joy. Number 9. Solo Leveling Season 2. Insane action that perfectly paces the fights to be engaging rather than dragging on. It even included emotional moments, helping empathize with Sung Jin Woo as a person. The art and animation were on another level, making every move look absolutely crazy. Number 8. Anne Shirley. A walk through multiple stages of Anne's life, including wonder, love, heartbreak, and even loss. The faster pace keeps the hits coming while completely covering all of the feelings expected. Each new setting brought even more challenges and accomplishments. Number 7. Danmachi Season 5. The culmination of several plot threads set in motion as far back as Season 1. Revelations are massive, and the stakes are the highest the Familias have ever been forced to confront. The battles were awesome and animated well, leaving a lasting impression. Number 6. Spy Family Season 3. The overall best season yet, with the same hilarious comedy but with added emotional depth. Characters show new sides that only improve their impression, from humanizing them to proving their determination. The plot had decisive progression as well, which it had been lacking. Number 5. Lord of Mysteries. A fantastic mystery that doesn't hold your hand but lets you in on everything you need to know for now. It's incredibly detailed both in wide panning shots and close-up environments. Fights incorporated the vast power system in surprisingly engaging ways as well. Number 4. The Apothecary Diaries Season 2. Peak inner palace dramedy with just as much mystery and romantic subtext as before. The arcs are longer, which elevated their impact as they all came together for an intense finale. The intricately detailed designs and vibrant colors easily make it the most beautiful of 2025. Number 3. One Piece episodes 1122 to 1155. The second half of Egghead came roaring back with some of the best written backstories yet. The visuals exude the freedom Luffy stands for while looking fantastically fun. The truth is finally starting to unravel, sizing up the true powers that be. Number 2. My Hero Academia Season 8. The culmination of a decade's worth of storytelling that landed every aspect of a finale. Every character mattered and even rose to levels they only dreamed of in extremely satisfying moments of glory. The core message of the show was finally realized. Hope for the future. And your number 1 anime for 2025, Takabe's Original Sin. One of the most emotionally devastating depictions of the depths of humanity that doesn't shy away from that darkness. The juxtaposition of pure innocence furthers the devastating truths it explores while the art expresses that which can't easily be conveyed with words. And with that, we've officially wrapped up the 2026 AAV Anime Rankings. It's been a mind-blowing year for anime with hit after hit every season, and I'm excited for what the next year of anime will bring. How did some of your favorites do? Do you think I snubbed an anime that should have easily won in a certain category? I want to hear all of your opinions, so let me know down in the comments. And before I head out, I want to say thank you to everyone that has made it this far. This has been my biggest project to date, so I'm really hoping you guys enjoy it as much as I did making it. And if you could like and share, I'd really appreciate it so I can keep making more content like this. And once again, thank you for watching the 2026 AAV Anime Rankings. I'll see you later and follow for my news, reviews, and recommendations.